We have them as fifth, but the fans have them as second. I might suspect of a little bit of Madison home cooking. We do have Ford Madison, who looks great on paper, but they have lost a lot, Alex. Who have they gained? Who have they lost?
So, significant departures. Christian Cheney, his reputation precedes him, along with Stephen Payne, Wolfgang Prentice, Jimmy Villalobos are the big names that they lost. Incoming, they got Jackson Dietrich. They got Jose Carrera Garcia and Nico Brown, as well as Wallace Lapsley as a excellent backup for Burn Shipman.
Eamon, I am struggling here to see what the attacking plan is because I still see the spine here of a good defense. But losing Cheney, he was the completing part of the picture. He was the final piece of the puzzle for me. And I don't think they have filled that. Am I wrong?
My opinion, Kaylor, is I would disagree, right? So I have a couple of things when I look at that. Obviously, look, they've lost a couple of players. I do think the players that all the players that they've lost, I feel you would think with the players that they have are replaceable. Most people would look at Cheney and say, they haven't replaced them. Now, my opinion is, and this is just my opinion as obviously a coach coaching against them, they're a better team without Cheney. I think there's more chemistry. Cheney's an excellent player. He's a handful. But I just always felt that he was, he got annoyed, frustrated at times, and as a coach, that would obviously frustrate me if that was the case. He's a little bit of a wild card. He is a little, he does have that big personality. I just think, and I remember looking at them again, analysing them with and without Cheney. I always felt there was better cohesion without him. Now, my opinion is, looking at this team, now they brought in Graf, and I don't really know much about him, but looking at this team, Galindrez with Cheney, and I always wondered last year how that was going to work, and they ended up putting Galindrez on the left. It was like him on the left, Boyce on the right, and then Cheney up top. If Galindrez played, I think they're going to move back. If I was Matt, I'd move Galindrez back into that central role, and I think if he's in that central role, I think he'll absolutely score as many goals as Cheney. I actually think Galindrez is a better finisher than Cheney. I don't know, maybe the stats back it up. I'm not quite sure from Galindrez days at Chattanooga, but I think put him on up top. Obviously, Boyce is an excellent addition last year. He was excellent for them. He'll fit in on the right, and now you have Gebhardt, who again can score plenty, can do damage. Garrett McLaughlin, who obviously came in halfway during the year last year, and it's tough when you go into a team halfway during a season. It can be tough, especially when he didn't get a run of games. It was always Cheney playing if he was fit, and then maybe McLaughlin would fit in here and there, playing the left, playing the right. I do think with a full preseason, I think maybe Garrett McLaughlin could be the player that he is, and he was at North Carolina in USL League One for years. And again, he can score over 10 goals easy as well. So I look at this team. For me, I don't see I don't see any weaknesses. I think they've gotten stronger. You said maybe they've gotten weaker. I think they've gotten stronger. I think Sosa is a stronger right wing back, in my opinion, defensively. And for me, they need it at times with the way they play. But I think he's a stronger right wing back than Payne. Payne's better going forward, but Sosa's better defensively. Nico Brown, great signing to fit on the left. They have the consistency of obviously that back line. And then I think for me, when we coached against them and played against them last year, I always felt, look, they have good midfield players. Murphy and Matthias, good midfield players, but I actually think they've gone out and, again, Jackson Dietrich, obviously I had him. I think he's one of the best number 6s holding midfielders in the league. He can also play that 8 role as well. I think Carrera is a fantastic signing. I think they've gotten stronger in the middle. And for me, they were weakest. If you had to pick a fault with them last year, I would have said, and they were strong everywhere, but if you had to pick an area, I would have looked at their midfield and say, do you know what, you can get the better of their midfield. And I thought we did get the better of their midfield last year when we played against them. But I think with the 2 additions of Jackson Dietrich and Carrera, I think they've gotten a lot stronger there. And then they just have the consistency. They went from 2023, where I think they were maybe 6th, to 2024, where they finished 3rd. Potentially going into the last couple of games, they could have pipped Omaha. I think the consistency is key in this league. And I think, with Matt, again, excellent coach, players knowing what he wants, what they're about. I see them potentially winning this season. I do. I have them number 1. I just think with the consistency, the players they've brought in, I don't see weaknesses. That's my opinion. I think they've gotten stronger, actually, or at least the same, where other teams have gotten weaker, like, maybe in Omaha, maybe slightly weaker. I think Madison at least will be the same as last year, and I think that will be good enough to win it.
Alex, you have any thoughts you want to add on to this?
Yeah, they came too close last year not to throw everything they have at it this year. I've also have them in top 3.
John?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit closer to 5th. I like Nico Brown. I like Faraday Sosa. I just have a slight question about the balance there. Certainly the midfield is a huge improvement. I'm thinking about a number of games where it was just too easy to get between the lines, too easy to find touches in zone 14 and really bear down on that back line. Whether it's Dietrich, Carrera, Garcia, Murphy, I don't know how Matt Glazer is going to rotate those players, but that is as good of a 3-man unit that you could pair up in the pivot in any way you want as there is in League One. And I agree with the forward balance as well. So much talent. The fact that McLaughlin isn't even a guaranteed starter really speaks to the depth that they've got. Madison is going to be a member of what I'm kind of thinking of as a top 5 right now. What the ceiling is, we'll see, but this team is very good.
John, yeah, obviously I have them at number 1, you have them at 5th. I guess my one question, where do you, if you had to pick one position, right, what position is weaker than last year, let's say? In your, what do you think?
It is the wingback spots, the Sosa and Brown versus Sosa and Payne. I'm not huge on Nico Brown. I've seen some potential from him. I don't know if it's consistent enough. Obviously a great player on his day, but there's just a seed of doubt for me there.
Yeah. No, I think I'm not going to disagree. I think I think Sosa played for them as fullback. He's a better right wing back, more natural than left wing back where they fit him if Payne was playing. So I think they've, he's definitely stronger, the same in that side. Yeah, I do. Look, I'm not going to disagree. I mean, they have played Derek Gebhardt in that left wing back spot at times as well. But yeah, you would look at Nico Brown thinking excellent going forward defensively, but I still think they're, I mean, even if you say that one side is weaker, I still think they're
No, I'm absolutely picking nits in a team that is near flawless from top to bottom. So, I mean, if that's the way it goes wrong for them, you accept it because it's a minor fault at the end of the day, if even.
I also want to throw out here that when we got all these Google forms, that the top 5 was exactly the same. Everybody had the same top 5, but almost nobody had the same order of the top 5. So there seems to be a consensus 1 through 5, maybe someone else in the top 5 along the way, but except for one team, everybody was the same. We'll get to that one team very, very soon, of course.